Right, welcome back everyone. So I am going to be making a bit of a video um, of some things that I wish I knew when I started playing the game, because I'd be a lot further ahead of where I was um, after about 800 hours playing. Now, as you can see, I'm selling all these things. Like, this is 100 barrel synchronizers and I'm selling them for 200 grand. And this is a phaser beam array Mark 8, which I sold for 100 grand, and that's just a blue item as well. Okay, here's one, 300 components, focusing lenses, 600 grand. I'm just going to show you real quick what this is all about. So this is the research and development area, and in here you can make focusing lenses, targeting interfaces, emitter modules, EPS conduits, all this sort of thing. They unlock as you go higher, like isolinear chips. These isolinear chips, they sell really well, but they also cost you dilithium to make. So I made 5 isolinear chips earlier. I'll just show you these isolinear chips. So if you go over to the marketplace, you just dump your isolinear chip in there. You see that they sell for 300 grand each. That's a single chip, 300 grand. People buy them because they're used in research and development to make the higher end items. Like there are high end items that require things like isolinear chips and well, there's other components as well that you need to make this sort of thing. Like I can make these improved tech upgrades. They just cost energy credits, but it's 7,500 energy credits for an improved tech upgrade. But if you look here, let's just take a look. Now these are used for upgrading your items. Improved tech, no? Did I not spell that right? What's it called? Hang on, just give me a moment. It is improved tech upgrade. Let's just put in beam technology. So it's not showing that. Okay, well, let's take a look at the tech upgrades. So I'll show you, it's just any rank. I'll show you what the rare ones are. So this is an improved one, that's 19,000. So they're kind of all like that. The improved ones are about 20,000 each. Now they do cost these components as well, which I'll just show you. You need one of each of these, emitter modules and EPS conduits. Now to make those, you've got them here. So it costs you 2 of those, 2 of those, 3 of those. Now, these actually cost money as well, unless you do the queues, which is why I do the queues so often. Because when you do the queues, you get a lot of these items, like as you can see. But most of this stuff that I've got in here, I bought for, would you believe it, 1 energy credit each. Every now and then there's a guy that's leaving the game, and if you just come over and you just watch the market for it, R&D materials, you can find, so that's 1200 for those at the moment. See, that's 667 each, but you can probably find them cheaper than that if you go through the list. See, that's 436 each. I won't buy them unless they're under 300. See, here we go. 100 tetrazine gas, 225 each. And you buy them like that So what you should do is, instead of sorting by ascending price, um, sort by, I think it's descending value. Is it descending value or ascending value? Hang on. Oh, search. Oh, wrong one. Ascending value. Search. Ah, that's the wrong one as well. Oh, price per unit. Um, ascending price per unit. Yeah, there we go. So tetrazine gas, 125 each. So you can just buy an entire stack, 124 grand it'll cost you. But the thing is, you can make a lot of these items with those things. Like you can make these firing sequences. Now you pay 100 each for these, so it'll cost you 300 to make them. But if you take a look at the firing sequences, oh, inequality. Ooh, hang on. If you take a look at the firing sequences, they're selling for 15,000 each. So they cost you 300, but they sell for 15,000 each. So you can make a lot of money doing that. I mean, you may not think that that 14,000 is a lot, but look, you sell them in stacks of 999, and you make millions and millions off the bat. But I don't usually make the firing sequences. I usually make, where are they? I usually make these focusing lenses and targeting interfaces and things like that, because they build very quickly. You can actually move the quantity, you can make 5 at a time. It's also a good idea to get a very high quality duty officer to make this sort of thing. Like if you can get a purple duty officer, that's even better than a blue one, because it increases your critical success rate. When you get a critical, it triples everything that you're making. So if you're making 5 at a time, it'll give you 15, and so on and so forth. But yeah, 15 each, so that cost me 15 credits, that cost me 10 credits. And we'll just see, yeah, so we got 5 of them. But if we go here and take a look at the focusing lenses, they're 1,100 each at the moment. Well, I usually sell them for 2,000, but I sell them in stacks of 100. So someone's actually undercutting me at the moment. Well, this guy's selling them for 1,800, but yeah. But I usually sell them for 2,000 each. You can sell them for 1,000 each and make a little bit of money that way. But that's how you make money to begin with. See, the idea of this research and development is that you're doing these bonus research EXP. Do them every day. Every day you want to be doing all of these, as many as you can. I've got 5 slots because you can get 3 from the research, 4 from the research, and you have to buy one at your fleet headquarters as well. It doesn't cost much, it's just some dilithium. But see, the focusing lenses are already complete. They take about 30 seconds or something to actually build, and you can make them in the hundreds because you can use all these slots to do your research and development creation stuff. But I have already made an item today. This is how this works. So captain stuff, and I know that you've probably been through this, captain stuff is actually the most valuable stuff to make in the game because it's the cheapest to make and you can sell it for a mint. Like one of these, doesn't really matter which one you choose. Stay away from the anti-proton though, because everybody makes those. But I find phaser beams, disruptor beams, polarons, all that sort of thing, they take 2 hours to make, but they give you 1,500 experience or something, or 1,200 experience for making them. And you see this you get this very rare rarity, and it comes up more often than not when you've got a high level. So, but if you're just starting out, go with the Mark IIs and just check the market and see which ones are needed. But I'll see if we can get one. I'm not sure if we'll be able to get one, but we'll find out. What you're looking for when you're making these is one that says pen. It will say pen in the brackets there. And those you can sell for 800 grand each. Now, that may seem ridiculous because it costs one focusing lens and one targeting interface, and they only take 5 minutes to build. So why not just make those all the time? Well, some people do. But the thing is, the market is flooded with them. So you've got to find one that's very rare at the time, because people use them for upgrading, and they want that pen for their upgrade because it works really well. Beam arrays are the ones that people want the most. Dual beam banks, yeah. Beam arrays are actually the most valuable out of all of them. With cannons, dual heavy cannons are the ones that you want, or turrets. So you want to do turrets or dual heavy cannons. Turrets are more valuable than dual heavy cannons, though. So, yeah. When you reach level 10, you can make these things. These are batteries. You saw me purchase some of them in one of my videos earlier. These are the exotic particle flood batteries, which give 20% bonus to exotic damage. But this is a energy amplifier, which gives a 20% bonus to energy weapon damage for 10 seconds. Now people go through these like candy. They buy them in stacks of freaking, they buy hundreds of them at a time. Because you really do use them a lot if you're an energy weapon person. Like practically anyone uses energy weapons, so yeah, people go through them like candy. But basically, you just begin, and as I said, when that critical comes up, you get 3 times the amount. Oh no, you get 2 times the amount. A stack of 10, because it's an energy amplifier. But with current skill, I've got 140 plus 15. The plus 15 comes from my fabrication engineer. So if I start that, oh, what? Oh, no open slots. That's right. Never mind. Yeah, so these will finish in 5 minutes. You can spend dilithium. Stay away from this button. Just stay away from it. It's not worth it. It's going to happen in the end anyway, and if you spend dilithium on that, your dilithium can be spent in much better ways than just that. So there's no point in doing that. 17,000, but you see 10 million, I had 9 million when I logged in, but I sold something while I was offline. I sold, oh yeah, that was a neutronium alloy. I found that in the minefield thing that I did. I got it as a reward because I was the top player. And yeah, that's basically that sorted out so that you understand. This is something that I wish I knew. Another thing that I wish I knew when I first started was reputation. Now these are the projects that you can do, and see how they give 340 dilithium. They also give you a equipment requisition package as well. So this is why you do the queues, because they give you the rewards immediately. See, I just got, well, you get the dilithium at the end, but I just got a box. Oh, where is it? Where is it? Oh, that's weird. That one didn't give me a box. Oh well, let's do this one. Oh, there it is. Yeah, okay. So they give you this box. Oh, the other one just showed up. Okay, they give you this box, and you basically right-click it and use it, and it gives you a console of some sort of thing. Now you can upgrade these consoles, but all these items are bind on pickup. Um, Basically, what you want to do this stuff for is the reputation, because at different levels of the reputation, you see you get these Saru's Vigor, Landry's Tenacity, things like that. Go through and take a look at these rewards because you get traits. Um, Traits you get from doing missions and things like that, and you get space traits and ground traits and all sorts of things. But some of them you get from starships, like this one I got from my leveling up my long range science vessel, fleet science vessel, which looks like Voyager, by the way. And I got a radiant nanite cloud, because there is actually a T6 Voyager ship in the game, and I ran with that for a very long time. I only replaced it yesterday. And radiant nanite cloud, I got this from, no idea where I got that from. This is from my science abilities. See, with these skills you can select a specialization up here, and I am an intelligence officer. So I've got this tree practically maxed out. I've just got one more rank to get. But I'm an intelligence officer, and my second spec is the miracle worker. So you fill out these trees. If you're using it as a secondary spec, you only get up to tier 2. But if you're using it as a primary spec, you can go all the way to tier 4. So that's something that you probably would have liked to know when you started. All these abilities, you can retrain every science officer, engineering officer, tactical officer. You can retrain them all. Because you're a science class, you can train this, Gravity Well 3. This is a must-have for anyone that is a scientist. You just got to have this. It basically creates a gravity well that just sucks everything into it. It's increased by exotic damage, but you don't really have to worry about it, because if you have like torpedo spread or something, what you do is you drop a gravity well, it sucks in all the ships, and then you use your torpedo spread. So that's the way that works anyway. But I'm just going to go through here, and I'll show you all of the different types of items that you can get from these tasks. So there are also items that you can make with each of these task force reputations. So I don't really know too much about those items, but I do know that there are some good armors and things. I'll just show you the Omega. This is the one that I started leveling first, so it's the highest up on the ranks. It's almost level 6. If we go through here, this is the Mako set. So this is just a costume unlock. Don't really need that. The Mako armor doesn't look very good. But this is the personal armor. So there's adapted, and there is regular. Now this is the one that this Mako normal one is the one that you use to fight the Borg, and the adapted is just like a normal sort of armor that you'd wear out in the field. So yeah, if you take a look at it, I'll show you this. More details. So this tells you what it's actually got. So the emergency shield capacitor, 1000 64 shield regeneration over 5 seconds, 18% shield resistance for 5 seconds, protects against teleport, etc. Technical readiness, plus 10 all damage resistance rating for 5 seconds, 50 slow resistance rating, 50 confused resistance rating. When allies receive all damage, 2% chance of applying 8 second exposed to damage owner. So, yeah, and integral frequency regulation. That's just so that when the Borg adapt to your weapons, you can just remodulate your weapon, it'll be fine. This is called the kinetic cutting beam. Now, it's part of a set. I'll show you the set. Ooh, where is it? Space stuff. Yeah, you can get a Borg Science bridge officer as well. So, yeah, they have pretty good stuff. So, yeah. Yeah, you get the covariant shield array, but I wouldn't bother with that. Deflector dish, meh. This is what you want. The assimilated deflector dish. And you also want the universal console and the kinetic cut beam. This is actually almost everyone runs one of these on their ship. The kinetic cutting beam is a pretty OP item. I mean, just look at the damage. That's the base damage for this item at level 12. So the one that I've got on my ship, I've already upgraded it to level 15. So it's 811.5 DPS from one item. But yeah, that's why you level up these sort of things, because you can get stuff like that. The chronometric, I believe, is Romulan. Is it Romulan? My guy. Oh, Scorpions. We'll have to take a look at those later. Yeah, the plasma torpedo launcher. I'm running one of those. Oh, is it that one? No, it can't be that one. No, it's not this one. Must be Nakara or something. Oh well. Anyway, take a look through all of the rewards. If you click on here, it will actually tell you what the reward is in the window. So you don't have to actually level it up to that level to find out what the rewards are going to be. But yes, definitely take a look at your traits. Because, firing torpedoes buffs kinetic damage and resistance. Okay, let's do that. Active reputation. So you get these active reputation from leveling up to level 5 on your reputation. Still only got that. But yeah, I didn't realise I had another trait. So you can purchase these at the Fleet Research Lab so that you can have extra space reputation and ground reputation stuff. But that's some of the stuff that I thought, you might like to know for the future. Alrighty. See you later.